Montana, ladies and gentlemen. The northern part of Idaho. So it's like some pretty nice scenery up here. I thought I'd show everybody in case anybody was interested. I know how much you all want to see Idaho.
Continue on I-90.
I posted a video recently on building a house in the Philippines as an expat. It's a project I've been working on for a while. Not too long. Maybe about a year. Actually, a little over a year. Yeah. About 100 square meters. Should be pretty nice when it's done. I hope. I think it'll be nice. But yeah, anyway, there's always stuff that comes up in home building, right? I mean, just always stuff. They say the best advice is to be prepared to spend 20 to 30% more than you expected, right? But yeah, and that's okay. It's pretty much what I thought it was going to be. I think for me, mentally, when you're embarking on such projects, you almost figure out a budget in your mind, and then you kind of just use that to start it, and you kind of pay as you go. Definitely pay as you go. I mean, that's what I would recommend. But I think otherwise, sometimes we tend not to jump into things if we overthink it, right? If we overanalyze major decisions in life, we get stuck. It's kind of a lot of reasons why people get stuck and they don't do anything, really. It's one of those things. But yeah, moving's the same way too, moving to foreign countries. It's a thought that most people have, but people don't act on it because they usually overthink things. I mean, there's so much that can go wrong, in life. There's so many risks as it is. I'm kind of to a point where, you take precautions, but if you sit around worried about the what ifs and all the hypotheticals in life, you're never going to get anything done. And I see a lot of men that get stuck there for sure. Inaction, that kind of thing. I'll be right back, guys. I got to grab something from my cupboard here. Anyway, hit the like button, share your comments wherever you may be in the world. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm kind of getting into this more no-nonsense tone when it comes to home building videos. I mean, I was kind of yelling, and not yelling, but some people thought I was angry, which I thought was funny too. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Welcome to the live stream. Hit that like button, folks. We're in Idaho, man. Idaho. Really nice views up here. Yeah. You just get stuck worrying about everything and doing all the what ifs and all the hypotheticals and all the scenarios and all the anxiety. You guys aren't going to get anything done. That happens, it gets worse as you age. Well, the lack of action, right? Why people get stuck, man. Or getting comfortable. Comfort is not your friend. One reason why I like this lifestyle more, man, I like trucking more and more because it kind of forces you out of your comfort zone, right? Which is a good thing. So, yeah. Getting out of the comfort zone, man. All right, thank you all for showing up. We're going to continue driving here. Here we go. Getting out of the comfort zone, folks. Well, hold on, before I drive, maybe I'll film say hi to people really quick. Get this camera adjusted. Hello, everybody. Captain Trucker here. Man, I've been dieting for a month. I may have lost 8 pounds, I'm not sure. But I'm working on it. Taking a lot of fish oils, exercising when I can, drinking more water, all that good stuff. I think it's helping. You know, it's helping me to eat better foods. Yeah. Francis McDonald is here. Thank you. He says, hello, Captain Trucker. I'm glad to watch you while you're driving out there in the greenery. Keep safe. Thank you, sir. Francis. And Eric the Great is here. Jimmy Brownhead is on lunch. Right on. Yeah, so, you know, the whole fear thing, you know, we've all heard the stories. Fear is your enemy. Comfort is your enemy. And yeah. But I gotta say, man, I don't think the Philippines is for every foreigner, for every expat, I must say. And somebody just brought up a great point, actually. They said only try to build a house in the Philippines if you have a lot of confidence and connections. And I think I would agree with that, generally speaking. All right. And yeah, I don't think the Philippines is for your average foreigner. I really don't. I do think you have to have a degree of edge, self-reliance, and as that person said, confidence, because, you know, we're kind of alone out there. Hello, Melly. Hi, Melly. Melly's here, folks. Melly K Vlogs. And I had this. Oh, sorry. Anyway, yeah, I think I've lost 8 pounds, so I'm losing weight, man. I'm getting rid of some of this body fat, man. Oh, yeah, it's not easy. You know, the thing with dieting, man, it's when you start out, I think the first like 7-10 days, I think it was really hard, actually. Like, I started actually getting a headache, and I never get headaches. Never. I think my body was just, you know, it's like you're changing your body chemistry, dude. You gotta like break down, and it takes a lot of, it's like those cut-in phases. You train a lot, and then when you start losing weight, like on a diet or something, it kind of drains your body, you know. But yeah, anyway, sorry, nobody's interested in that. I'm just talking. Eric the Great says, starve and struggle enlightenment like some religions, fast for spiritual awakening. The brain burns more calories than anything. Yeah, it does, man. I don't know about that, the brain burning calories. Maybe it does, but yeah, I think we just, it's, you know, it's about retraining the mind and body, right? So
what is the number? What's the number of
that's Joe
casualties
Rogan.
now?
Yeah, well,
Do we know?
there was just a
So here it is.
Oh,
Brock.
I was listening to Joe Rogan. He's got a good podcast. Yeah, anyway, adjusting. Yeah, there's an adjustment period in dieting, so for sure. But anyway, yeah, that war in Ukraine, right? Pretty big deal. I think Bill O'Reilly is putting out, he's kind of trying to paint this image that Putin is mentally ill, that he's a mentally ill dictator, and that there's only certain ways that he's going to be stopped. I just think it's kind of funny that he's putting it out there. I mean, you know, who knows? I mean, I don't know if Bill O'Reilly really knows the state of mind for Vladimir Putin, but apparently he's making a case for it in his upcoming book, and I guess Bill O'Reilly knows everything, so I better go read that. Well, I don't know, he's probably right, who knows, but it's just, I mean, I do question just narratives in general, right? It's like, I think a lot of leaders of many countries probably in history have blood on their hands, have done corrupt stuff. They don't have full control over what they're doing. There's a lot of corruption around them, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know, whether it's through war, I mean, people are getting sort of sick and taken out in different ways, right? And I wonder if some leaders, maybe like Putin and some of these other ones in history who are a little bit more crazy, maybe they're just more open about it. They don't dress it up as much, you know. They're like, oh yeah, that's what we do. You know what I mean? Whereas like we're more civilized. We tell better stories. But anyway, sorry. I mean, does anybody? Well, I'm not going to get into it right now, but Eric the Great says good wineries play music so grapes grow optimally. Unfortunately, modern music will destroy vineyards just like society. Okay, all right. I guess that makes sense. That probably does. All right, let's gonna start driving, folks. Thanks for coming to the live stream. We're gonna look at Idaho now. You guys ready to see Idaho? Yay! I still have Joe Rogan playing in the background.
Genocide is defined. 1948 UN Convention, Prevention and Punishment of the Crimes of Genocide as acts committed.
Oh my goodness. I gotta pause that. Oh, God. All right, welcome to the live stream, folks. We are in Idaho. I hope you guys are all excited. I know I am. You know, Dan Aykroyd was a huge believer in, like, UFOs and stuff. Apparently his whole family was. I guess that's why he wrote the movie Ghostbusters. I didn't know that. But yeah, Dan Aykroyd was all about it. You know, he was all about it. Still is. So I guess Ghostbusters was really personal for him. I didn't know that. But yeah, back in the day, I mean, more and more people were demonized or seen as kooks. Nobody really wanted to stand next to it, especially academic people, to speculate or admit or think that UFOs and reptiles underneath the ocean and lizard people and all that kind of stuff exists, because they were seen as, you know, I don't know, like I said, kooks. But more and more, I guess it's becoming acceptable. I guess even the U.S. government has finally admitted that there is, or what do you call it, UAEs? Yeah, pilots have been seeing UAEs and stuff like that, stuff in the sky that cannot be explained by, I guess, what do you call it, credible people like pilots. So it's not just the hippie guy in Central Park running his mouth who dropped substances a few many times. No, these are the you know, quote-unquote credible. I mean, I would believe pilots for sure, but even suit and tie people in the establishment are now using such words, and they're saying it. And so they say, maybe for a long time they were just sort of like desensitizing us and getting us used to the idea. Who knows? Who knows? A lot of speculation out there. Anyway, welcome to Idaho. Oh yeah, but house building, man. Like in the Philippines, there's always like, I don't know, man. I was just going on this rant in my video because it just gets really tiresome the way people in general, like even here in this country, or even expats are worse. Oh yeah. Lots of exaggerations when it comes to home building, folks. Lots and lots. And that's just the nature of it. It's the way it goes. I hope you're all having a good day out there. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's yours truly, Captain Trucker. Home building abroad. As one commenter said, only do it if you have a lot of self-confidence and connections. That's actually pretty good advice, I gotta say. It's a very popular topic. So, most of the people that you're seeing on YouTube with all their $20,000, I built my house in the Philippines stories, they're usually exaggerated. They're likely not including the land, and they're probably lying. They probably had to put in more than that, and they're basically at the point of no return. For them, anyway. I was prepared going into it because, well, I mean, I'm just a frugal guy. I know what I want, and I know my limitations, but people can get involved in some really big projects, man. And, you got to be careful with that. I can only imagine. But yeah, the real estate thing, it's just a big deal for like most people in the culture, like in humanity, like in America. And it doesn't change for expats, but I just think it's more complex and it's more problematic for some people when they're investing a lot building abroad. So, like I said, I kept it simple. I just did like 100 square meter thing. I didn't get too ambitious or crazy. Anyway, the house is basically almost done. It's just part of the roof needs to be fixed, or not fixed, but completed. And maybe a fence, something like that. But yeah, it's basically done. But I mean, none of the process is ever easy. It's always going to be some elements of stress and unknown. But like I said, I mean, you got to take risks in life. Otherwise, it'd be a pretty dull existence with no risk, right? But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a complex dynamic. I mean, we hear stories on YouTube about contractors and overcharging foreigners or whatever. I guess that does happen, and again, the important thing is somebody you can trust ultimately, because there's really nothing else out there, as a foreigner in the wild, wild east, so to speak, protecting you. That's kind of the way it is. But yeah, like the resale thing, like you hear about that a lot. People in general talk about how much their house is worth and blah, blah, blah. The problem, like, when you're in countries like that is, obviously it's very hard to sell, and you're likely not going to get what you want for it. So people do frequently boast about how much their house is worth, but it's usually not true. So yeah, that's kind of the reality, folks. I think the building culture is different there too. I mean, I think people, they really get the most bang for your buck, so to speak. I mean, people really pass it's best to like give your house to your kids, your wife, and they pass it down to the generations. I mean, it's like Filipinos really appreciate the housing thing. Like they really, in-laws will move in, the whole thing. It's like, I mean, I would imagine. Well, I know there's certain pockets of real estate, certain groups, but like I said, you got to be on the inside if you want to get involved in like reselling and all that type of stuff. I mean, even a lot of resort owners get in over their heads, and they just end up, boasting about stuff they don't have and just basically being full because they really got no other options left, and they invest everything into like a resort or something. I mean, some of them, not all of them. Some of them are legit. Like I've met some that do really well, but some of them don't. And it's the same with homeowners, right? kind of my general advice and 2 cents on the subject. In case anybody was wondering. Welcome to Idaho, folks. Journey on social media. Man, I can't believe it's been 3 years already. It's kind of unbelievable. Time really flies, doesn't it? I still remember when I had like 70 subscribers. That was cool too. I was basically still doing the same thing, you know. I mean, I think I just instinctively knew that one day it would get a little more traction or whatever. Yeah, a lot of people are trying to make money on YouTube, and there's always obviously ways you can. All right, welcome to the stream, folks. We may be having connection issues, I'm not sure. We are in Idaho, ladies and gentlemen. I got my phone mounted for legal and safety reasons, but when I pull over, I'll be happy to read the comments. I did a video 2 days ago talking about house building. I guess I was kind of ranted in some ways, just talking about the housing culture, and I thought it was funny personally, but for the record, I am satisfied with the status of my construction and everything. It's, it came along and everything's fine, really. I mean, I recommend that for, especially, the idea of a foreign country, somebody giving a whole bunch of money up front may not be the best option, unless you trust the people. Or, even if you don't trust the people or do trust them, still paying as you go is just more practical. So, ultimately, you have to trust the people either way. But yeah, we're in Idaho today. Driving through Idaho into Montana, just east of Spokane, Washington. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's Captain Trucker. I got my phone mounted, so I can't see the comments while I'm driving, but when I'm over, we're driving through Idaho. You're in the room though, so thankfully. And should be good. Going into Montana. Driving to Minnesota. Hope you all enjoy the view. I've gone about 60,000 miles since I've been back, man. I think I started work again. Yeah, I came back early April. I started driving. It's been about 5 months so far. Who would have thought? Are you all enjoying Idaho? I hope so.
Israel, he is totally on your side. You have this administration, and every last member of this administration supports Israel. So now's the time.
All right, thanks for stopping by today, folks.